Welcome to LiveWire. In this advanced tutorial, I'll give you a masterclass on sampling, and this time we'll be doing some sampling from vinyl and making a real acid techno track with a Behringer BMX, so let's dive into it. First thing first, connect your source. It doesn't have to be a turntable. I do this because I enjoy the process. You can record the samples from your phone, from your computer. You can chop your audio in a DAW and then load it into the machine. Just make sure that you connect your source to the rack in on the BMX. And then adjust the input. Now go to sample. And let's play our track somewhere here. You can adjust the input level with input knob. Now we're overdriving completely, not good. You want to make the signal as loud as possible, but without overdriving it too much. Otherwise your sample will be quiet, and it's pretty hard to make it sound louder on the BMX. Let's make a little sample. Now we've got two options here. You can hit yes to arm, and then the sampling will begin automatically as soon as the signal reaches the rack input level, which you can adjust with your data control knob right here. Gonna put it pretty high because I'm driving the signal pretty hot. Or you can simply start the recording when you want by holding tab and hitting yes. Let's start our record. You also end the recording by hitting yes again. Alright, we've got some bass and some snare, so let's chop it up. Hit the left arrow button to go into trim start mode, and then scroll to the right. See the wave here. Stop just before the transient and then tap yes to preview. Alright, we've got our kick, but we want to chop the rest off. So hit the right button for the trim end mode, and then slightly zoom out here by rotating the tempo knob. And move your cursor just at the end before the transient of the snare. Let's do it like this. And now tap yes to preview. Yeah, we've got that fat tail. Want to keep it. Now hit yes to trim and hit yes to save. Now we've got a generic name. Hit tab and no to delete the default name, and hit tab and rotate the data control knob to give it a name. Let's call it Acid Kick. Let's select a bank, and we'll take the bank 10 for this. And then go back to the sampling menu and assign sample to pad. Here's our bass track, so simply hit the bass pad. That's it. Hit no to untrim. And we're getting back to our original sample. And now let's scroll to the snare sample. Hit the left arrow and let's start scrolling all the way to the snare. Let's try it out. Right, we've got a snare here. Again, let's zoom out, hit the right button, and then trim. Right before the transient of the kick. Let's preview it by tap yes. Alright, sounds good. Hit yes to trim, hit yes to save, same procedure. Tap no to delete, and then tap on data control knob to enter the name, which would be Acid Snare. Yes, to save. The second channel is our snare, so hit the snare pad. Alright, let's preview this. Go to pads and then now we're talking. Now we need some hi-hat. So let's sample another beat here. Get ready. No. Alright, we've got our hi-hat. Very well. Now let's trim again. Alright, now let's trim the end. Tap yes to preview. Great. Yes to trim, yes to save. tap no. Acid, open, hi-hat, 1. He has to save, assign sample to pad. Yes, we assign it to the track 3, hi-hat. Back to pads. Alright, we've got our core elements. Now let's take another record and see if we can grab some interesting synth sounds. Okay. And now let's chop up that bass. Alright. Right. Zoom out and trim again. Zoom in. Trim right to the kick drum transient. Don't need the kick in there. Hit yes to trim. So again, preview. Yes. And call it bass 1. Hit yes to save. We're assigned to the toms. We've got a bass sample, but we can also hit tap and pads and we can play it. And with these buttons we can control the octaves. Now we have a clicky end and we can adjust the sample length here. Scroll with the arrows to the length and then sounds cleaner now. And now let's lay out our first beat. Let's go to song 7 here, select our bang, and we could actually call the bang name by holding tap and bang and tap no. Let's name it. You guessed. Yes. Alright. Now patterns. Let's hit the first pattern right away. And now let's lay out our beat. Go to step. Hit length. Let's increase it to the max, 64. Hit length again. Select your bass drum. Make sure the record button is active, otherwise it won't save your pattern. And now let's lay out the bass drum. Hit the second pad to go to the next steps. And again. And again. And let's play it. Okay, not bad. Maybe let's add another one, but like a ghost kick here. It doesn't sound that good. Maybe like this. Okay. Sounds interesting. But we also got a tail here. We can decide what we're gonna do with this. We can keep the tail for more texture, but let's clean it up for now. Alright. Can play around with the tuning. Okay. That's some distortion if you wish. Okay. Added some distortion as well. Need a snare now. Again, we could play with the length if we wanted to. Play with tune as well. Alright, let's skip this way. Now the hi-hat. To adjust the length. Let's lay like this. Play around with the length here. Okay, let's trim up the tuning. Okay, let's listen to that. About this. Okay. Go to the bass. First that the simple notes here. Alright, we've got some foundation going on right now. Use the wave designer to add some punch. Yeah. Sounds fun. Play around. This kind of starts to sound interesting. It's very fast, so let's reduce the tempo for now. I can also add some swing if we wish. Hold tap and rotate the tempo now for the swing. Okay, good, but as of now we're still missing a core element. We need an acid bass line. Now of course I could take something from my vinyls and sample it as well, or if you have a plugin or an actual 303 like synth, you can program your acid line and then sample it. Let's first listen if we find something interesting on the vinyl. Again, tap no, and let's listen to what we have here. Okay, we found an interesting spot. got it. Listen to this, tap yes. Let's trim that. Zoom out. Okay. Now let's trim the end. Zoom out and trim. So let's trim the start. Now trim the end, zoom out. Let's check that line. Hit yes to trim. Yes to save. Tap no. And we're gonna call it Acid line 1. Hit yes to save. And this we're gonna assign to our next tom. Pads. Let's listen to that. Okay, this is now tuned. Now we're gonna make sure that our bassline matches the tempo of a song. So you cannot stretch the samples here normally. You're gonna pitch it up or down to make it slower or faster. Let's listen how this sounds, and then we can adjust our pitch. Okay, sounds better. So okay. So we see that the balls are clashing, and it's not quite easy to match the tempos. So let us take a 303 style synth and sample it into the BMX. Alright, there's my TB3 here, and we want to hook it up with a BMX, but we wouldn't be in sync. Of course, we could match the BPM and then record at the right time. This would be one option, but maybe we want to do a small performance later on, so we want to sync them. So let's take the MIDI cable and hook it up. The BMX will be the master here. So we connect the MIDI out of the BMX to the MIDI in of the TB3. Then we're going to take a green cable, because it's acid. Hook it up with the BMX and the TB3. Hook it up to the mono output. Unfortunately, the BMX only can sample in mono. Go to sync. Journal. And voila. And of course you need to put your synth to external sync mode, so it gets the transport data from the BMX and is synced to it, and is synced to its beat. Hit play. And tap sounds nice. So now let's sample this. Let's preview this. Let's keep it this way. Call it acid line 2. Yes. And let's assign this to this pad here. Go to pads. Go to step first, and let's go. It's not bad, but it kind of clashes with our bass line, so let's put an octave higher. and hit yes, and we'll name it Acid Line. Hit yes to save. And now we will add this to the tambourine pad, because we do not want to use both bass lines simultaneously. Let's listen to this. Very cool. Go back to step, first step, and then let's play. Can definitely work with this, and this is just the first pattern. So now that we sampled our drums, our bass, and a few acid lines, we can build a track in the BMX. Alright, I'm almost ready to lay out a track, but I still miss some elements. I'd like to add some vocal chops or samples as well. But this time I'm not doing this from the vinyl, but from another sampler. But of course you can use your phone with your Splice account, for example, and just hook it up with the sample input of your BMX as well. So I'm in sampling mode right here, and I've got some nice cyberpunk vocal chops, and I'm gonna sample a few of them.
Destroy. You are about to enter the simulation.
This is nice. I'll hit yes for arm, and then simply trigger the pad.
You are about to enter the simulation.
Hit yes, and now I'm gonna assign it to the clap. Okay.
You are about to enter the simulation.
Nice. Let's check what we've got here. Got our bass drums, snares, hat, bass, bass line, another bass line. Let's see, and then we've got our main bass line on tambourine. The shaker is not used.
You are about to enter this.
So we still got some pads to use, and then we go back to sample mode. Tap no to discard. Now let's sample one vocal, one shot as well. Yes to arm, then trigger the pad. Good. Yes to save. Assign it to the pad. Back to pads. Okay, now I want to sample a ride. So hit yes to arm, then hit the ride. Tap yes to preview. Okay, hit yes. Yes to save. So I'm assigning this to the right. Okay. Okay, we sampled all the sounds we wanted, created an initial beat, and the next step would be to create a song with it. What I mean is that we create different patterns and chain them together to make a track. Now I'll show you how to do this in a different tutorial. Hit like and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.